Hello everyone, I'm George. Today, let's talk about cartoon character names. Okay, this video was supposed to be the first one in the year 2018, but the Q&A video got really out of control. I got too chatty, so it went on to the first video of the year. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you want to check out that video, you can click the link here. And in this video, I am having a new set. I hope you like it. So today we're going to talk about some cartoon characters that actually has an English name but translated a little bit wrong in Chinese. Maybe not really wrong, but at least they're not direct translation. This really happened to me before. It was kind of embarrassing because I was trying to talk about my favorite show and then I talked about the main character in the show, but the foreigners didn't really get it. And I have to blame it on the translation. Normally there will be two different translations. One is according to the meaning and the other one is according to the sound. For example, Snow White is translated into 白雪公主, which is according to the meaning. And Chip and Dale is translated into 琪琪 and 弟弟. That is translated according to the sound. No matter which one it is, at least when you talk about it, you have a way to communicate with people. But what if the translation is totally wrong or got too creative? That would be the names that we're going to be talking about today. So today we're going to introduce 5 names that are not directly translated from English. You might get a little bit confused when you are talking about it with your foreign friends. And let's begin. Number 1. 海绵宝宝 SpongeBob 海绵宝宝 SpongeBob. The whole name of the cartoon is actually called SpongeBob SquarePants, and it was on Nickelodeon. It's basically the adventures and the endeavors of SpongeBob and his friends in the fictional underwater city of Bikini Bottom.
Aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Other characters are Patrick Star, Sandy, the squirrel. If you also like this cartoon, leave some comments below. The Chinese translation of SpongeBob is actually separated into 2 parts. The first part, sponge, is translated correctly. In Chinese, it's just called 海绵. But the second part, Bob, is interestingly translated into 宝宝, which means baby in Chinese. So if you really want to translate it back to English, it'll become Sponge Baby. Still not a very terrible name, but not the same as the original one. So next time when you want to talk about this cartoon character, SpongeBob, don't just call it Sponge Baby. People get confused. And let's move on to number 2. 鸟哥阿天 Mordecai Rigby 鸟哥阿天Mordecai Rigby. This cartoon is from a show called Regular Show on Cartoon Network. And this cartoon is about 2 working class friends. One is a blue jay named Mordecai, and the other one is a raccoon called Rigby. And the whole cartoon show is about them solving problems, very minor problems at first, but then become something supernatural. Quite interesting. I love this show. The thing is, the blue jay, whose name is Mordecai, is translated into 鸟哥, which means birdie or bird brother in Chinese. And then Rigby, the raccoon, is translated into 阿天, which has nothing to do with the original name or the species of the animal. In Chinese, it means sky. So don't just call them birdie or bird brother or sky. Their names are actually Mordecai and Rigby. And let's move on to number 3. 雪宝 Olaf 雪宝 Olaf. A lot of people might already know this character because it's from Disney Frozen. The story is about a princess that's trying really hard to save the world, well, only saving the country, from the power of the sister who went out of control. Actually, the music of this animation is also very famous. You know, the one, Let It Go.
Let it go, can't
So with this little snowman, Olaf, being the comical character in the whole show, is trying to relieve the tension for the intense part. Actually, the name Olaf is a common Norwegian name. It probably doesn't have any special meaning, but there were 5 Norwegian kings who were named after that. So there might be a reason why in the animation Disney chose the name. But in Chinese, they just translated the name into 雪宝, which means snow baby. We really love to use the word baby when translating cartoon characters. I guess it's just the people wanting to make the name more accessible to children. And it turns out to be a very successful choice. And let's move on to the next one. Number 4. 阿宝老皮 Finn Jake 阿宝老皮 Finn Jake. These are the 2 characters from Adventure Time. It's one of my favorite shows. The main character is a boy whose name is Finn, and there's a dog. Allegedly, he is actually the adoptive brother of Finn's, whose name is Jake, and he has this magical power of changing his shape at will to help the adventure of Finn into this world of candy so that he can save the princess and all the candy people. I know how weird it is, but it's actually a pretty interesting show. The thing is, the name Finn is not translated through the sound or the meaning. It's translated into 阿宝, another example of how Taiwanese people like to use the name baby in cartoon characters. And the dog, whose original name is Jake, is translated into 老皮, which means old skin. Does he look old? Yeah, probably a little bit. Or does it mean he can really stretch his skin? I don't know. That could be one of the mysteries that we have to solve in our life. So next time when you want to talk about these 2 iconic characters from Cartoon Network, don't just call them by the direct translation from Chinese. Call them Finn and Jake. And now let's move on to number 5. 咸蛋超人 Ultraman 咸蛋超人 Ultraman. This is not exactly a cartoon character. It's a TV live action character. A superhuman being who's able to save the world is a Japanese show, and then it turned worldwide famous. It's about a pilot who ran into a certain kind of supernatural light, and because the alien that almost killed him felt regretful, and that is why they kind of merged spiritually. So whenever the alien who had this superpower needs to save the world, he can turn into this gigantic form and then save the day.
Having been given the life of the spaceman from Nebula M78, Hayata now uses the beta capsule and becomes the super being, Ultraman.
I know it sounds cheesy, but the show actually started in 1966 or something, so it was a long time ago. You have to forgive them. And I think in Taiwan, it got the Chinese name 咸蛋超人 because of the shows by Stephen Zhou, who is an actor from Hong Kong. And he first introduced this name in one of his movies.
十字電光，一下斬超人，已殺死無數侵略地球嘅怪獸。
Since his movies are very popular here in Taiwan too, everybody started to call Ultraman 咸蛋超人, literally translated into salted egg Superman. And the reason why is because of the eyes. They look like poached eggs or salted eggs in our culture. But the Japanese creator actually gave him a real English name. His name is supposed to be Ultraman. So next time, if you want to talk to a foreigner about this interesting character, use the right name. These are the 5 cartoon characters' names that might be translated wrong into Chinese. Are there any other characters that you think are translated wrong or in a more interesting way? Feel free to share your comments down below, and if you like this video, make sure you click the like button, or you can subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time. Bye!